Welcome back to Passionate World Talk Radio Network, a wholly owned subsidiary of Global Media Network, LLC. Educate, enlighten, entertain, mindfulness. And on today's program, we're going to be using an article out of Tech Radar. And the article is by Stuart Burns. And it was published last year on August 29th, 2024, but it's still relative in 2025. How to clean up your digital footprint. 3 privacy boosting tips. You want to prevent cyber criminals from following your digital footprint? Well, here's how. Now, everything that we do online, like sending an email, online shopping, posting on social media, it leaves behind a trail of data. Minimizing that data trail is a key part of protecting your digital privacy. That means the internet is full of risks. Even if you think that cute cat video or dog video is really awesome. So, what are you going to do? The reason why it is so important for you to clean up your digital footprint is needs to be done regularly, and that your online habits can be more revealing than you expect. So, what is a digital footprint? It's a digital record of everything you do on the internet. It's composed of 2 parts. Active footprints, things you share intentionally, like social media posts, comments, or uploaded videos. And then there's the passive footprints, data collected without your direct input, such as your browsing history, location data, or cookies that track online activities. A digital footprint creates a pretty good detailed picture of your online identity, and as a result can expose you to all sorts of risks if you don't maintain it. So let's start with your personal information. Think of all the accounts you have created over the years, whether they're for social media platforms, streaming services, online shops, or just about anything else you do online. These accounts still might retain information like your name, email, and even your payment options. If one of these accounts is hacked or involved in a data breach, your details could be exposed without you even realizing it until it's way too late. Deleting the accounts before this happens minimizes the risk. Stuart recommends regularly combing through your accounts and closing as many that you no longer use. After all, if the account doesn't exist, it can't be exploited, can it? Most reputable sites and services also prevent previously activated accounts from being reanimated once you've pulled the plug. Deleting or closing unused accounts helps maintain your digital footprint. It's important to note that your online reputation is just as important as your offline one. Old posts, comments, or photos can resurface years later and damage professional reputation. And once the data is out there, it's hard to put the genie back into the bottle. Plus, data that's especially valuable to hackers and scammers, like logins, can wind up on the dark web. Our online habits reveal just as much about us as our posts, and sometimes more than we intend to be known. For example, if you log into social media at the same time every day, or use the same password for multiple sites, these patterns can be identified and exploited. Advertisers, data brokers, and even malicious actors use these habits to build a detailed profile of their victims that they can use to conduct identity theft and other dodgy cybercrimes. A poorly managed digital footprint is a treasure trove for cyber criminals. With enough personal information, a thief can open a bank account in your name and take out a massive loan, or even commit digital crimes using your identity. The more data you leave scattered across the internet, the easier it is for bad actors to impersonate you. Regularly tidying up after your digital footprint removes sensitive information that can be scooped up by these cyber criminals. Ideally, you want to regularly switch up your passwords and use two-factor authentication whenever it's available to shore up your overall security. One of the quickest and simplest ways is to tidy your footprint by using a password manager. Password managers keep track of your logins for you, but they also help you generate strong, unique passwords for each of your accounts, so you don't have to use the same unsecure password repeatedly. This means that if one of your accounts does become compromised, the others won't follow, and they won't be linked by the same password. It's better to be proactive now and switch up your passwords than to react later if one site gets hit by hackers or there's a leak. Regularly changing your routines, updating passwords, and reviewing which sites you allow to track, you make it harder for others to predict and exploit your behavior. Cleaning your digital footprint isn't a one and done task. It's something that requires constant upkeep. And with that in mind, here's a step-by-step guide to get you started. 1, evaluate your data trail. Start by searching your name on various search engines to see what information is out there, and then take a look at social media platforms, old blogs, and any other places you might have left a digital mark. This will give you a clear picture of what's publicly accessible. Tips: use incognito mode when investigating your data trail to prevent your search history from affecting the results. 2, don't forget to check out images. Photos connected to your name and usernames can show up too. It's also worth removing exit data on photos to avoid accidentally linking your approximate location. 3, set a reminder to review and clean up your accounts at least once a year. Number 2, update your privacy settings. Next, take the time to comb through existing social media profiles and blogs and do some spring cleaning. Delete or archive posts that no longer represent you, as well as anything that can be seen as controversial, inappropriate, or generally not appreciated by current or future employers. Tips: use tools like Facebook's Manage Activity feature to bulk delete or archive old posts. Set old posts to private if you want to keep them for personal reasons, but don't want them visible to the public. Review photo tags and untag yourself from images you don't want to be connected to your profile. If you're thinking that this sounds like a lot of time-consuming work, just remember, it's worth it. Think of how many celebrities and aspiring politicians have been impacted by their digital footprints and by failing to manage existing accounts. Paris Brown, for example, has just begun a career in politics. When questionable tweets from her teenage years cut it short, Unfortunately, it's just another compelling reason to make time for digital maintenance. Don't forget your local device. Digital cleanliness is just as important when it comes to your laptop or phone. Deleting your browsing history when you're done for the day is pretty straightforward, but this still leaves a lot of potentially sensitive information out in the open. Think images, caches, command line history, and recently opened files. Your habits are the key. It only takes a few minutes to tidy up after you're done browsing for the day. There are tools out there that will clean up your browsing sessions, like Bleachbit, Bleachbit. It's available for Windows and Linux machines and does a great job of tidying up the local digital activity trail. It even empties your trash for you. It's important to make sure that you take an active role in cleaning up documents that you no longer need and any email folders that can be full of sensitive details. Habits are key. It only takes a few minutes to tidy up after you're done browsing for the day. It helps keep your system clean and efficient and prevents you from leaving an indefilable data trail. We're constantly creating new posts, new accounts, and scrolling all over the internet, which means that we're always leaving a trail of data crumbs. Unfortunately, companies and cyber criminals are eager to vacuum them up. The key to protect your privacy, securities, and reputation is consistency. Make it a habit to regularly review your online presence, update your privacy settings, and be mindful of what you share. Your online habits, like when you log in, what you share, and how you manage your accounts, can reveal more about you than you might ever realize. By consistently managing your digital footprint, you disrupt patterns that others could use to protect your behavior and target you. This not only helps protect your privacy, but also strengthens your overall security. And he rounds up the article by saying, in a world where your digital presence is often just as important as your physical one, taking these steps is not just advisable, it's essential. The author is Stuart Burns from Radar Tech. So that should give you some ideas of how to protect yourself with your digital footprint. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, learning how to protect yourself. You can listen to this all over again by going over to passionateworldtalkradio.com/blogs, where you can find the audio on the blog. You can also go over to youtube.com/passionateworldtalkradio _ World Radio Network. And this is brought to you by Conscious Research Solutions. Check us out over at passionateworldtalkradio.com/research made simple blog. Learn all the reasons, all the pain points that can prevent you from being successful at research. And while you're there, sign up for a free 15-minute consult. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and have a great rest of the week.